Guys, it's finally happened. Jake Lucky has been forced to call out a streamer, and that streamer is Nadia. So, let's crack on with the news. As a lot of you will know, for the past 2 years across Warzone 1 and now Warzone 2, Jake Lucky has been known to defend some very suspicious moments from big streamers, but he's been more than happy to call out small streamers on his news channels. I say channels because he used to be on Esports Talk and now he is a part of Full Squad Gaming. But over the course of the past 2.5 years, Jake Lucky has defended the likes of Diaz Biffle, Aiden, Z-Laner and many more. It's only when it comes to small streamers that he's willing to go a little bit further in thinking they might be cheating, just like he did with Shifty TV. Him, along with the rest of Full Squad Gaming, actually invited out Shifty TV to do a lie detector test to perform at their LAN setup, so this is something that they haven't really offered to many people. But when it comes to Nadia and others alike, they've been more than happy to defend them. Jake Lucky being a prime example of how not to act, by the way. He actually done an interview with Nadia, but in the questions that were getting asked, they managed to actually expose some stuff about Nadia. The fact that maybe she's lied about her history in Call of Duty, or maybe she's lied about her ability to perform at LAN events. Either way, during that interview, Jake Lucky was trying to feed information to Nadia to help her with her responses. So again, looks like he was simping about it. And during this interview as well, she was actually asked about the swatting situation because many people believe that whole swatting that happened with Nadia was fake. So Jake Lucky again in this interview was more than happy to talk with her about it. But from the very beginning of this interview, it seemed like Jake Lucky was more than happy to be on Nadia's side throughout. Take a look at this now.
Something that we have spoken about as well, and unfortunately you had to go through, and also, I know I keep on reiterating this, what other streamers have unfortunately in this crazy space had to go through was a swatting. And this was a crazy, very somehow controversial situation, which unfortunately in your same time span, a lot of big streamers have had to go through, and hopefully, legal pursuits are being made to the crazy people who do this. But if you don't mind, for me and for the people out there as well, walking through what that crazy scenario was like to be swatted and to go through what you had to go through.
So I had an incident occur like a week before the swatting, where somebody ordered something to my house and they used my dad's name, my phone number, and my email address. And I was like, I don't know how this person got this information. So I have a really good friend of mine, Bryce, who told me to call the cops and take a precaution and tell them, hey, this happened, and tell them what I do for a living and what swatting is, like for like streamers, how like swatting happens to streamers. So I did that. I told them, I was like, hey, I just want to know that, like, I know that you guys might be, I don't know, you guys might be getting a call, I don't know, about like a swatting, and if you guys do, please don't like barge into my house, because I don't know, they take like those precautions, So I did that, and I had like a call come in. Well, first I heard a knock on the door, and then I had a call come in, and I didn't answer it because I was confused, and I thought it was my sister at first. So I was like, I called my dad and I was like, hey, are you guys home? And he said he wasn't home. So I kept hearing a knocking, and I had like these phone calls. So I answered them, and they're like, this is the police, come outside. And I honestly didn't think it was real, but I like went outside, and there was like 20 cops outside. And they were like, we need to come inside. We like heard that, I don't know if I really want to share what the guy said, but the guy said something really sick. The person who called said something really sick. So I was like, sure, come in. And there was about like 8 cops that came inside. And I was lucky enough that one of the cops knew what Twitch was, and he knew this happened. So he was really understanding. And that's what like you guys probably saw, like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the lady that I spoke to on the phone before that was there. The lady that I was like, hey, this could happen if you guys like might be getting a call. I had like a really weird feeling that something bad was gonna happen. So I told her when I, told her about that incident. And she was there, and she was like, she was really nice to me as well. So yeah, that's how it was. The cops really nice, so I wasn't like, scared for my life. It was more like I was scared that somebody would do that. Like somebody disliked me so much that they thought that would be like a thing to do that to me. So yeah.
And I feel like that's a traumatizing experience that a lot of people, I would say, luckily most people out there can't relate to. They can't really realize what going through that kind of instance is. And so you have, from a viewership perspective, what they saw was a typical friendly police officer who somehow knew what Twitch was.
I was just like, of course they thought that. And they think like I am faking my gameplay. They think I'm faking. Like my controller is like a Cronus, whatever. Everything I do is fake. So of course that was gonna be fake. I wasn't even shocked.
But this wasn't even the first time the Full Squad Gaming, Jake Lucky and NRG had given Nadia the opportunity to prove herself or to debunk any claims of her cheating. They actually invited Nadia out to the NRG castle, which is the headquarters. And for those who don't know, NRG own Full Squad Gaming, and Full Squad Gaming were more than happy to be a part of this. So, during this stay, while Nadia was at the NRG castle, she performed playing Warzone 1 Rebirth Island, and guess what? She actually caught a shadow ban while she was there. Take a look.
I don't know. Google Activision ban appeal. Wait, I think I am shadow banned. Huh? What? Sure. It says not eligible for appeal. Games under review. Warzone and Modern Warfare. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm shadow banned, which means huh? Hold on. Well, Jasper, can I play off your account? Yep, you along with everyone else? No, not me, chat. Oh. Dude.
So as you can see from that video, behind Nadia is a Full Squad Gaming flag. This is the location where Full Squad Gaming is, and this is a big problem. Nadia seems to be getting protected and has been for a very long time, and it does happen that Jake Lucky has always really spoke quite nicely about her or beat around the bush when it comes to something not being too good, right? And he has certainly given Nadia many opportunities to debunk all these claims against her, fake swatting, cheating a million times, and now the most recent situation is the fact that she doxed somebody live on stream. And I thought, well, how on earth is Jake Lucky of Full Squad Gaming going to be able to get around this? How is he going to be able to give her the opportunity to make herself look good in this situation? And I was looking forward to seeing it. However, that is not what happened at all. Jake Lucky actually reported on this and stated that it was not good and she did dox somebody, and he was shocked that Twitch unbanned her after 5 hours. And honestly guys, this was a shock to the system, because as far as I've seen Jake Lucky over the past 2.5 years, when it comes to these dodgy Warzone streamers, he's always been happy to defend them, no matter what the claims are. But this time, he wasn't. Let's take a look.
That was unfortunate for Nadia as she continues to blow up in this space. Well, mistakes are certainly made, and this was certainly one of them, as she actually doxed a viewer live on Twitch. Well, it ended in Nadia deciding to read his name and spell his name out loud live on stream, directly against Twitch terms of service, which prohibits any form of doxing. In this sense, it is revealing a real person's real life name by reading off their donation on PayPal, where their name is listed. If you guys had not seen that clip, a quick TLDR, I feel like I got to show you it. Here Nadia was revealing that name.
So I just want to say, Daddy Slayer, I know you used your name as Daddy Slayer, and you said enjoy using cheats, but what you don't know is that when you send me money on PayPal, it actually gives me your full name. So thank you for the $1 dono. I hope that for whatever reason you find actual time to do something in your fucking life
Then there was a large public outcry, again, I would say for rightful reason, as she broke that Twitch terms of service. She then takes to Twitter to say, hey, I was banned for 14 days for revealing personal information, whatever that means. Not usually a good response because you know exactly what that means. Of course, then that clip surfaces of her doxing the viewer. I do agree. I don't know if this should be a permanent ban. You know, that it was a kind of unique name, and she said the name, didn't reveal an address or any serious information. It deserves a ban because it sets a dangerous precedent of any other streamer out there. If they ever get hate from a viewer who donates or who comments, what's to stop them from just saying their out loud real life name and putting them in a potentially harmful situation if some people can find who that person is? So it just sets a dangerous line that Twitch cannot allow this to be a thing, and that's why I was so utterly surprised that they were unbanning Nadia after just 5 hours. So Asmon comes out, says that she should be permanently banned. In case you guys missed that,
yeah, I think everybody should report her channel, and I think she should get banned permanently, for sure. At least like for a few months.
what she did was wrong. She deserved a ban. Heck, I would even say that the ban that Twitch initially gave her, she deserves to ride that full thing out. And then there's the other part, that being Asmon, the three sides of all this, saying, no, this is very serious. It should have been a permanent ban. Where do you guys fall? And finally, where we find ourselves today is Nadia has now issued an apology to Twitch, not to the viewer. That's probably a key distinction to make. And here's where, and these kind of things, it just, everyone dissects every single bit of an apology. The main thing I would notice is that she apologized to Twitch and not to the viewer that she, revealed the name of and doxed as well. And I would say, are we going to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of an apology? I think it could have been better worded for sure. I do understand that newer creators do make mistakes, as she has dealt with a lot of hate, and I don't agree with what she did in this case. I do seriously think it sets a very dangerous line, and I'll leave it here. I do think she deserves a ban, and she should have actually served a ban, because for me, the weirdest part about this entire case comes down to what the heck is Twitch doing? All right, I'm not defending Nadia. She does deserve a ban. What she did was certainly wrong. I can't say it enough. But the actions that Twitch made in this case are so weird and so publicly weird that it makes no sense to me. Unless you guys, a lot of you are smart, you can explain it to me. I just simply do not understand how someone can clearly break Twitch terms of service, where doxing is prohibited. Even in their own terms, they say revealing of a full real life name of someone is prohibited. It's against your terms of service. Nadia clearly broke that rule. You issue her a 14-day ban, and after 5 hours, you then unban her. For me personally, that puts Nadia in even worse shoes, because now she's being accused of doing favors for Twitch staff, and people are saying very sexist and mean things. And again, what she did was wrong, but the fact that Twitch has now unbanned her, it's so, like, what are you doing? Just let her serve the 14-day ban. Is it that freaking hard? And we've seen this before with Twitch, with streamers who even admit they deserve a ban. Alinity, way back in the day, Twitch would not ban her. She took her own vacation saying, hey, I deserve to be banned, but Twitch won't ban me. At some point, you are doing more harm than good to your creators, who, yes, deserve bans, but by you not banning them because they clearly broke the rules, people are going to hate on them even more. And that's where my issue lies, is Twitch, what are you doing?
And there you have it, Jake Lucky actually agreeing for once that Nadia was in the wrong. I wonder whether or not this is a fresh slate for Jake Lucky. Since he's had his hair cut, maybe he's decided to get rid of that fanboyism as well. Because hey, that's been following him around for a long time, just as much as that long hair he had. So maybe cutting off that hair is a fresh start for him, and we're going to see him start calling people out properly and reporting the news as it should be. People are accusing these streamers of cheating, and yet he's defended them for years. Now is the time we're seeing Jake Lucky call people out for what they are. Nadia is a horrible person for doxing that viewer. No matter whether they were trolling in the chat or calling her a cheater, she literally states she cheats on a daily basis. She talks about her cronus, she talks about wall hacks, she claims they are not cheating. She is feeding off of these haters and trolls. So that leaves her with no excuse to respond by doxing somebody, because what she does is cause trolls and haters. Because at the end of the day, it's all her fault for being a cheater. If you did enjoy today's news, guys, smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss tomorrow's news. And if you want to get a little bit more involved, you can join our community Discord. It's linked in the description below. BBB, over and out.